After the wedding, no one prepares you for what comes next. We both wanted to give up.
It was a hard time.
At first, everything felt like a dream. We were always laughing, always close, and he understands my emotional needs.
Everything was new and we didn't see any problems yet.
But then, real life started. We started to have those challenges already, especially about cultural differences, which we talk about in our previous videos. Of course, old habits. So at first, it's like he wasn't so honest about these things. Later on, I found out it was a huge blow because I have these expectations. I am not going to say in detail, but it's all about...
We both know.
Yeah, we both know about it. I'm pretty sure some of you can relate. You know, there are expectations, especially women. We have expectations from our husbands, and later on we found out that this is not really who he is, or I have to accept this because his true self is starting to show up. What about you, based on the cultural differences and expectations? What can you say?
It's kind of difficult moving from Switzerland to the Philippines in the first place because the culture is, although there are similarities, first I thought I moved to a Christian country, so we will be pretty much similar to Switzerland, but there are huge differences in the culture and in the personality of the people here.
And of course, my personality.
Yeah, when you met the first time, everything is a little bit through pink glasses, so everything is honky-dory. And when you start living together, problems show up.
I still feel this homesickness. So most of the time, because you know, I always stay in the province with my parents. The only thing I can do is imagine and watch the old videos whenever I miss them. And sometimes I would think about how is my mother there, how is my father. So it's also difficult to me even if I'm here in the Philippines, but it's much easier because if I miss them, if I cannot take it anymore, if we have extra money, we will just go to the province and meet them there in my brother's house. But to my husband's side, this is quite difficult for him, so I am going to let him talk now about it.
Yeah, I mean, there was a short phase like a few months ago where I really missed Switzerland, and it was around winter, so around the December, January. I watched a lot of snow videos, and you miss your home, but in the end it's more the idealized version of the home than the reality. And I've been alone for a long time before I met her, and I'd never had any problems with it. At some moments I thought maybe I should go back or visit, but at the moment it's no problem. Maybe it comes again.
Anxiety. It contributes to the conflicts that we had and will have for sure. Especially when we are depressed. Oh, especially when it's time for period, because our emotions as a woman is always triggered when it comes to period times or menstruation times.
I think it's actually true. Men are somewhat better in controlling their emotions, or not showing them at least.
Maybe. What do you think?
What do you think? Down in the comments. She's always worried about me and my health, so
yeah,
this has advantages too.
Sometimes it can make you feel that it's controlling, but it's all for your own good. Overthinking. So me, I overthink a lot. Overthinking and worry. So I overthink, what if this is going to happen in the future and we don't have this, we don't have money. He doesn't care, so sometimes I am feeling like I am the head of the family because most of the time I am the one that is worrying about the future.
It's not that I don't care, but first of all, I trust in God. I think He will carry us through everything if we ask Him. Yeah, sometimes I didn't just know what she needed. I actually didn't understand why or what she needed, and I was a little bit helpless in knowing what to do, because I don't have that much experience within relationships with these kinds of things. So yeah, I'm always saying, please tell me, but she says you should know, because if you love me, then. But I'm not a mind reader, so please.
When I touch him like this, like sometimes I feel like, I want to cuddle, but sometimes when I touch him like this, and he just wants to get up and make coffee because it's morning already. So it's like I have to tell him like, oh, let's cuddle first, or can we cuddle, so he can understand. It's just small things, but because we are man and woman living together as one, it's difficult. It's difficult to adjust with each other. There were many moments that I felt and thought, is this really going to work out? And many times I said to him, I am going to go home.
Yeah, I can agree, because I had those moments too, especially in the beginning, when I thought, this won't work, there's too much difference, too much conflict potential. I couldn't understand what was going on, I was confused, and I was frustrated many times.
I got mad out of a sudden while we were washing clothes. Then he doesn't get mad, so he just told me, mean you still have how many years to endure me? So that made me realize, if I cannot endure and if he cannot endure, then why did we even get married? I mean, you cannot expect the marriage to be perfect, and you cannot read each other's mind, so it's difficult.
Especially in the beginning, she always told me, you should know when you really love me. No. No. I mean, I was really worried she might leave. I was scared. And I didn't know what to do.
Many times that I felt like it's so hard.
There was a point where she actually packed her bags, and
Yeah.
I was scared she will actually leave. Kind of, yeah. And I didn't know really what to do. I was worried, and then it went over and we talked about it and we find a solution.
We had an argument, then I went to the other room. I ended up sleeping there in the night, which I was expecting him to come over there and pick me up and said, oh, come here, let's sleep together here. Maybe 2 to 3 times already. It was hard, it was difficult, and as a woman sometimes we are distant, or maybe it's just me, sometimes I am distant, but I expecting really a care. So if I'm distant, I've expected him to come over and said to me that let's don't sleep here, let's sleep in our master bedroom. Still go back to what he said, that I have to tell him what I want, or what I feel, what I like, so he will know, because he's not a mind reader. But to me that's difficult, because I always say to myself, if you really love me, or if you really care about me, you don't need me to say it to you. You can just think it and feel it by yourself, because you care, because you love, So sometimes it's silent, called silent part of the love between you two, but to his side that's not what it is. So I have to be more understanding when it comes to this situation. There were also times when the fight or the argument is really high, times that he's going to say to me, okay,
It's really heated times. It was really heated.
You can pack yourself, go to your parents. So I'm also going to pick up my bag. It's like being childish argument. So pick up my bag, go to the other room, because of course I cannot go home directly. I have to contact someone, driver, to pick me up, and if it's late, if it happens that it's night or around 4 p.m, I cannot do that, so I have to wait. Then once I have to wait, then we both calm down, and then I just realize, oh, this is not good, so I'm going to come back here. Or sometimes it's the one who is calm first, and then he's going to enter the other room and talk to me, and we both get fixed with each other. So as time goes by, it happens like few times. We started to realize that it's not a good thing to do. So as much as possible, we try our best to avoid that in the future, and hopefully we can start to, just be slow in changing it until we can finally figure out about what to do. What saved us from those arguments wasn't a miracle. We learned from it. Part of it was like small thing from talking and listening to each other once you are calm.
Try to figure out what went wrong and see if there's a solution. Most of the time there is.
Saying sorry. So sometimes I find it hard to say sorry because I always thought I am right and he is at fault. So I won't really say sorry if I feel like, this is not my fault. And that's really hard. And I wanted to learn more that even if it's not my fault, even if I am right, in my opinion, I still need to say sorry for both of us to get fixed. So we need to learn more about this, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work out very well if we just keep on learning, and we will just keep on trying
and making progress.
Yeah, making progress. And the most important thing is prayer. So I realized and I observed that when we are arguing, we forgot to pray for how many days already together. In those times, it should be the most important thing. Even if we argue, the most important thing is to try our best to come together and pray, because it's about, they said, spiritual battle. If you
Faith.
are into faith, or if you're a Christian. So yeah, I'm going to ask my husband to add a little about it.
Yeah, that's true. I always need some time to calm down, and even if I think I'm calm, I'm mostly not. I'm still agitated. Then you just say things that you don't want to say or that you don't mean, and it's just the accuser that's speaking through you. And if you sit down, calm down, and pray, it really helps.
Sometimes crying is a big help. So it's like after we cry so much, even to men, this is also helpful. So it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Crying helps a lot when you feel down, when you feel so overwhelmed. Sometimes to cry is a good medicine.
Good stress reliever, yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that helped us is listening podcast. That helps to how to make a strong marriage, right?
Yeah, I get new perspectives, get new ideas on how to fix the problems or how to act against them, and how to solve the issues between us.
Yes. And reading books, so or read the Bible, because it can really help. I am doing it and it is really helpful because it's different when you keep using your phone than to read books that can really help you. So reading books is going to make you calm, and it's going to make you understand more about yourself and about your commitment with each other.
Stop scrolling.
Yeah, stop scrolling.
Marriage is hard, but in most of the times, love is worth fighting for.
It's best to think, even if you argue every day, at least you have good things that you did together in that day.
If the emotions are high, then you do stuff that you regret later. It shouldn't happen, and I'm working on myself to the point that it doesn't happen anymore. But it's a slow and long process, so it might happen in the future. I hope not, but it might happen. So always remember why you married her and what makes you love her. So then when you calm down and your thoughts are no longer running through your mind, then you probably see her point of view, and you can start to empathize with what she has done or did and why she maybe did it or didn't do it. And then you can start to say, okay, it might be my part to apologize this time. And even if it's not, even if you still feel she's the one that is at fault, and you still go and say, I'm sorry for what happened, and let's talk about it. Going back to what you've been together,
Yeah, old memories.
and see what you
yeah.
already invested in this relationship, and then think about if it's really worth giving up at this point for a long, maybe something that's actually really a small thing, not a big thing.
Yeah.
And then you get a new perspective, and maybe you find the power to say, nah, I'm not giving up on it, I want this to work.
Because, you know, there are always good things, but you will have a hard time seeing the good things between you two.
Especially when I'm mad and angry, but
Me too.
when I calm down, I can understand, and yeah, I know I have made a real good choice. The best. Don't tell you what we do.
So, gifters, thank you for listening our real story.
Like, subscribe, comment down in the comments, and tell us your story of your marriage. Maybe you're also married to a Filipina or a Filipino. We'd like to hear from you. Thank you for watching.
Gifters, if you want to know how we met,
And what our life was before we met, watch our love style video next. Somewhere maybe here or there.
Bye.
Bye.